Hello everyone and welcome back to WolfQuest. And we are here at the Swift Pack. I'm just gonna really quickly check for danger, and Percy's gonna eat that. Okay, it's good we left them in the grass here because Percy just ate the food I was gonna give him. I guess that's fine. But there are coyotes somewhere, so we gotta keep an eye out on that. Oh, here we go. Is it just you? You're gonna get your tail handed to you if you think you're going to come over here and attack my pups. All right. Well, the pups should be fine. Let's call them out in the open for a little bit just so that we can play with them. And how's the territory? All right, some of it up here could use a little boosting, but it's not too bad. It'll be fine, I think. So let's play with these guys. Mostly, we need to get them food because they were. Well, I guess maybe Percy will cover some of that though. Now that he's pretty full, I was gonna give them the Oh my goodness, Clover and Buck as well. Mayhem for once is not causing mayhem. But yeah, I was gonna give them some of that food, and Percy ate it. So yeah, I guess that works out okay in the end, because he can feed them now, and he just has. But sure, we'll actually leave him back here with the pups today, I think, because again, it's a pretty routine territory marking, and unless we need food, which I think. Yep, it looks like even the bison carcass is gone. All right, something's eaten it. So we'll just head out. Hopefully we'll stumble on one again. But unless we find something we need to eat, we'll go ahead and leave Percy back here with the pups. Let's just make sure we get that affinity up so that even though he is staying, there won't be any concern about that. But he's taking care of him pretty well. I'm not too worried. I feel okay about leaving the mates back with the pups. I hope that doesn't ever change, because it could. We have not had an incident yet. That doesn't mean there never will be. But a lot of y'all have told me that predator attacks can happen at the den. All right, Percy's staying back with them, I think. Is he? Or is he gonna try to follow me? He's staying. Okay, I think we'll be fine. Oh, it looks like we got that elk calf the last time just in time, too. This is a herd, and as you can see, we've got, oh no, that's a cow moose. Wait. No, there is elk calves in there. I was gonna say, am I just seeing a moose that happened to be wandering by? But no. We did indeed hunt that calf just in the nick of time, because the calves have now rejoined the herds. They're a little bit bigger, a little bit older, and it's time for them to head back to join the herd as a whole. Oh, here we go. It looks like Mayhem is probably asleep. Here's the old den as well. That's some not so fond memories for Moxie. We didn't end up finding a carcass, and I still don't smell one, but we're also not really down on food. And if the puppies are still all right, which they are, maybe we don't need to worry about it? I don't know. Let's go ahead. We'll play with these guys a little bit. I think they're all sleeping, though. Yeah, they're not too interested in playing, so I guess it's just a pretty quiet day. We should join them soon and sleep ourselves, because, yeah, it's getting a little late, but let's actually move them back in the grass for that, just in case something shows up in the middle of the night. And then we'll get some sleep and see where things stand come morning. Oh, the heck? The heck? I was just going back to sleep. We actually slept through the daytime and not the night. But there's a stranger wolf, apparently, somewhere. Oh, there they are. They sure are here. Okay, yeah. How about you don't? Make sure the puppies stay. Get off of me. Get off of me. Excuse. I'm mostly focused on making sure the puppies stay. All right, now I'm not, though. Oh my goodness, why can't I bite you? I want to bite the heckin' the light-colored one is the one who started this. Oh, 3F is kind of not the best on health, actually. Yeah, you better run. Moxie's gonna bite your tail. There we go. You better get out of here. Now, I think they're on the run, so we'll leave them be. I was going back to sleep, and there's just stranger wolves out of nowhere. That was a little eventful, but I guess we're all right. Hopefully they're not stealing our territory, at least. It's not too bad. All right, we'll go back to sleep and rest again. We actually did accomplish everything so early in the day that it's not even nighttime yet. But yeah, we're just chilling, I guess. Alright, it is daytime again. Hopefully there's nothing lurking around. How are the pups? They're doing good. They're about 50% on their food, and they're not actually they're getting pretty close. Buck is at 19.9 pounds, so we may actually get to see what they look like as adults this time around. But if we look at our map, There's a few spots that need some touching up. I guess we'll probably head this way today. But yeah, once again, this is fairly ordinary, I think. So we'll just head out. The affinity's pretty high, and we'll see what's going on over here and do some territory marking. There is mule deer scent over here, so I think we're gonna actually track that down. Percy did come with us, and I would like to send him back to the den sooner rather than later, so that, or not the den, the rendezvous site, so that the pups don't pop out in the open here. But we also do need to make sure, oh yeah, there's a frisbee up here, that's right. We also need to make sure that we don't run out of food because Moxie technically didn't eat yesterday. And while that's not the end of the world, wolves can go an okay amount of time without eating. They're pretty built for what's known as feast or famine, where they eat a whole bunch at once and then don't eat again for a while, just because, you know, it takes a lot to bring down a whole, oh, that's a buck mule deer. Never mind then, but it takes a lot to bring down a whole animal, and so if they don't find anything for a while, they need to be able to survive that. But yeah, I guess this is one of the ones that we wanted to mark, so we'll go ahead and do that. But we'll keep our eye out for a doe mule deer this time around. Oh, here's some mule deer, and I think that these might be does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't see any antlers on them, so let's try and chase them down. They are running pretty fast, but I think Moxie definitely does need to make sure that she eats, so we want to do this. Okay, can we get a bite before our stamina runs out? I think we should be able to, right? It's not going to be much of one. Oh, is she pulling away from us again, you jerk? Oh, I don't like the mule deer for this reason. Yeah, we're going to have to slow down and try again, because this is just frustrating. All right, well, we'll keep chasing them, but let's fall back for a little bit, let our stamina go back up, and then we'll start to go on the attack again here. There we are. We'll go ahead and run in. I think if we get a bite here, let's just verify that this is a doe. I think it is, though, because they have antlers. You can see them usually. Let's see if we can get close enough to her. Oh my goodness, the new speed on the mule deers, I'm pretty sure they did tweak it in semi-recent updates, and boy, it is rough. It is rough. Are we seriously not going to get a bite again? Well, if we keep chasing them, eventually their stamina should start to drop, but goodness, alright, we're going to have to fall back again and try once more. If we get a bite, then Percy should be able to get a bite, and I'm pretty sure that the weaker they get, the slower they get, so once you start actually damaging them, it goes faster. But goodness, alright, here we go. I think this time should be third time's the charm, they say. Can we actually get a bite this time, please? We're going into Stranger Wolf territory, that's fine. I'm glad that Percy's with us now, just in case we do meet with trouble. Are you kidding me? Why are you so darn fast? Stop it. I think, there we go, we're gonna start to run into some terrain challenges that I think will slow the mule deer down a little bit. On that flat open ground, it can just be really rough. Alright, nope, we're actually still not gonna get a bite, are we? We're really not. Okay, well, we'll keep chasing them, but we're gonna circle this way, and we're gonna try to scare them in the opposite direction so that we don't get jumped by stranger wolves in the process of this. Starting to get genuinely worried about whether or not we're going to be able to do this before our pups... Oh, there we go. Can we get a bite? Finally! Finally! The pups are going to start leaving the grass soon. There we go. This is like the 5th attempt or something crazy like that. Okay. Well, we are still crossing into Stranger Wolf territory, but hopefully now that we've actually gotten some bites, we'll be able to have our be a bit weakened up. And I think we're just going to circle this way because I'm going to once again try to push her back in the direction of the den. I guess we can avoid marking some of the territory if we have to. I didn't really want to, but it would be good if we could get it done. Still, I just don't want the puppies running out in the open. Are you serious? We're not going to be able to get a bite again? There we go. Finally. I thought we weren't going to get one for a second there. Okay, Percy, can you please jump in? Percy, are you going to be able to do this? Oh my goodness. I think he is a little bit slower than us, perhaps. I don't remember if we've seen his stats or not, but let's circle. Let's see, because I think there she is. That's not her, that's the other one. Where's the one we just bit? She's over here. She's the one on the other side. All right, let's run in again. Now that our stamina's mostly back. That tiny bit that I was down is going to come back to bite me, isn't it? It probably is. All right, I'm going to slow down and actually completely regen my stamina here. And then we will we'll try this again. Oh, darn it, they already took off. I was hoping we could get a tiny bit closer. Surely they've got to be getting tired now, because we're going to have to, like, run straight back to the puppies at this rate. Look how low that affinity is. It's a little bit scary, and I don't think woofing Percy back is actually going to help because it takes him a little bit to get there, and I think he goes slower on his own than he does with me, so it'll be faster if we hurry back there. But goodness, all right, there we go. We got a bite. Percy, can you help? Can you get a bite as well? Oh my goodness, he tried. Is he gonna? He got one. He got one. All right, we can hopefully get one now. We're gonna get kicked off in a second here. All right, we got it again, but our stamina is very low. Hopefully he will be able to. She's not starting anymore. That's that really bouncy run. So hopefully that'll mean that she's a little bit weaker and we're gonna be able to bring her down. I really need Moxie to actually regen stamina, though, because goodness, we're just going to have to book it back. All right, we did not get much stamina back for that. We're doing 17 damage at least, though. I'm going to run for just a little bit here. We'll try, but she's pretty slow, so I think a few more bites will finish her off. And we've gone right back into the borders of our territory here. There we go. How close are we to the one that needs marking? We might just have to run right back and risk the other packs taking that over, because I think it's going to be more important to make sure the puppies don't go wandering than to go ahead and mark that one territory that's starting to drop. Ooh, boy. We're kind of running up to the limit there. Is that an eagle? Go away, eagle. I think it's bald eagle, but still. Yeah, running right up to the limit here. These guys were about to leave the grass. It's a good thing we came back when we did, but we did have to sacrifice marking this 147 territory over here. Hopefully it's not that badly off. But yeah, oh, that's the eagle's shadow. I was a little bit too worried, and I think it's a good thing that we did come back when we did. Otherwise, we would have had some real problems, and I don't want to risk these guys getting malnourished, because that's a thing that can happen now. They added that a few updates ago, and so if their hunger gets too low, the puppies will start taking damage, which is kind of, I guess in the old game, the hunger and health were synonymous, so they would just die, but they will still take damage in this now, I'm pretty sure, so we've got to be extra mindful of that and not let that start dropping, because I think that does some bad things. But goodness, I think they're too focused on eating to want to play right now, which does make sense. Man, they do need a lot of food, too. I think that got increased for summertime pups, too, which makes sense. They're getting bigger, they're growing, they need more food. Clover is mostly full, but now we can play with them a little bit. You guys, there's just still food right there. You do realize there's food right there, right? They're still begging from me for more. Okay. I'll give you a little bit more. Moxie's not super hurt or anything, so we can afford it. But yeah, let's go ahead and make sure that they get the chance to eat. And I think we will sleep another night here, because it hasn't actually been all that long. We've been pretty efficient about what we've had to do, which kind of scares me, because Moxie's challenge likes to take sharp turns into chaos territory whenever things go right for too long. But so far it's been fairly chill, and Mayhem's at 19 pounds and Clover's at 19.6. So I think they'll be ready to age up again before too long, and when that happens, we will wrap up the challenge. Is that a cougar lurking in the grass? I cannot actually tell. I really can't. I'm not 100% sure. But if it is, we'll deal with it. We're gonna move these guys in the grass in a minute. I'm just making sure that we have the chance to play with them, and they are all fairly full on food, so that's good. Percy's keeping an eye on Buck. Please keep a very he's like, look at him like herding Buck there. It's like the like a border collie walking around sheep, which is kind of how this feels. Like, you know, you're always keeping these guys from running every which way. But yeah, let's make sure that we hang out with them a bit, get the affinity up, and then we'll go ahead and get some sleep. Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay, we gotta see where they're coming from. I'm watching Buck very closely because he's the last one to the grass here. Alright, they're over on that side, fortunately, and it looks like Percy's got him. I was just gonna woof the puppies in the grass so we could sleep, but yeah, I guess it's a good thing we did. There were some coyotes lurking in the shadows. Fortunately, everyone's alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get a much-needed nap. Alright, the sun is up, and the puppies are pretty close to growing up. We're just waiting on Mayhem, and I think I want to make sure these guys, let's have you stay in the grass. How is the territory? Oh my, alright. We'll head down this way. I'm mostly gonna go looking for food, because I think these guys just need a little bit more. But we will try to mark some territory too while we're at it, and hopefully at least clean up this bottom part a little bit more. Oh, here's some mule deer. Is this a doe? I think it is. Let's see. We've already been running a lot, so I don't know if we'll be able to catch up to her, but maybe with the element of surprise, we did. Oh, hey. Well, Percy is here, and it's good we're getting some early damage in. That was not a bad bite either. We'll try and keep following, resting up in between. Oh, there's an elk herd apparently as well, running right alongside this hunt. That's kind of funny, but we were mostly just focused on the mule deer who's run off that way. We'll let her stamina regen, and then there she is. Yep, that is her. For a second, the light on her ears made it look like antlers. I was like, wait, did a buck just run in front of us? But let's see if we can get another bite. We did whittle her down some, and she is still stotting, it looks like, so she's still going to be going fairly fast, but hopefully she's slowing down a little bit with the damage already. We can hope, but we're not in biting range just yet. There we go. Are we able to catch up? I hope so. The terrain's a little bit less in her favor. I've noticed that the mule deer have a harder time. Oh my goodness, Moxie doing some damage, though, with some 20s there and another 22 right at the end. All right, this will start to bring her down a little bit more, and that actually gave Percy the chance to get a bite, too. Oh yeah, there now she's actually normally running. Let's see if we can jump in and get in on this. All right, we'll do another bite here. And see, we're down to 14 damage, unfortunately. But I think we get a little closer here. There we go. Percy got a bite. We should be able to weaken her quite a lot. A lot of the mule deer seems to be getting the element of surprise. It seems like almost with the beavers, you kind of have, have to ambush them, because once they start running, they're very much in their element, and it is very hard to get a good grip on them, and that can be really, really a big problem if they just take off running into the unknown. But this one's down. We're gonna eat. We will send Percy back, and then I think Moxie will do one last little sweep of the territory before returning herself. Or maybe actually, you know, we'll mark some of this and then we'll head back together, because it's not that much left marking to do. Alright, here we are. We did mark a lot of territory. There's still quite a bit we could do, but I mostly just wanted to get at least a good 4 or 5 done, and I see that Crevice Lake is claiming some too. Now, I don't think we're going to keep playing until the next day, because the puppies are pretty close to aging up, I think, but Moxie would attend to that on another day, I think, make sure that they're set up then. But for now, I think, if we feed them, are they good? Are they good? They're pretty close. Yep, there we go. So, 3 of them at least have made it. I'm still so sad about the 2 we lost to eagle attacks. Like, that was just bad. But, we at least managed to raise the other 3 successfully. We've completed the Slough Creek episode, and Moxie has completed her challenge of surviving entirely off of doe mule deer and the occasional carcass or quest animal. But we've made a family snapshot. We can keep playing here, but as per the usual, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So let's go ahead. We will actually jump back into the main menu and take a look at these guys aged up and see what they grow up to look like, and talk a little bit about the future once we do. Alright, here we are. So we have Moxie and Percival's family tree, of course. Here's Moxie, -2 health, 2 speed, -1 stamina, and 1 strength. I guess the stamina could have helped with the mule deer, but the strength did help bring them down more quickly. And as for Percy, let's look at his stats too. Oh, that's right, he had low stamina, so I guess that's probably why he struggled to catch up so much, but he did have higher speed and higher health. Not as much speed as Moxie, so that probably explains why he always did seem a little slower than her, but it definitely probably lent him a hand, I'd imagine, too. Now, as for the puppies, we do have 3 survivors. Of course, Clover, who has 1 strength, -2 stamina, 2 speed, and -1 health. So actually very similar stat spread to Moxie, the only difference being stamina and health are inverted. We also have Mayhem here, who I love that little coat with the little stockings on it. Fairly neutral stats, actually. Slightly higher speed and slightly lower stamina, but otherwise just neutral. And last of the survivors, we do have Buck, who has -2 stamina and 2 speed, but the rest is neutral. So again, similar to Mayhem, kind of neutral, but a little bit more extreme. I think he had the same order, but more pronounced. So these are our wolves here, and these 3 will eventually have possible challenges of their own. So I did mention a little bit of what's to come for the Swift pack in the future, if I can speak. And for now, we're going to be going back to the Lost Tales, so you guys will have voted on which wolf we're going to be following next, and we'll be taking a look at them soon and playing their story. but we will eventually return to the challenge pack. Again, what I wanted to say for the challenge wolves is there's a little bit of a difference between the way we do this in Lost Tales. These challenges are much more do or die. There's no breaking them, even in the event that it means failure, ultimate failure, death. You can't break your challenge. In the Lost Tales, you do have the option to, but it'll have longer term repercussions for the pack because it'll take away those valuable points that you can use to overturn catastrophe, and could even make things worse if those points ever dip into the negative. So it's a little bit different, and this, of course, is not tied into our main legacy quite as much, so it's a little bit of a different brand of challenge. Now, the one option that I can confirm for sure is that we will have the chance to play as Moxie again. That is one of the options you'll be able to vote on, and for Moxie, we could try to do an accurate run, because of course, she did survive this one. It actually wasn't as hard as we thought it was going to be in terms of the hunting. Again, our biggest problem was those darn eagles. So we could try this again and have her try to play on accurate, see if that makes it more difficult and if she's able to survive. Or we could see what challenges these guys end up having and try playing as one of them for our next non-Lost Tales run. But of course, we do have two other pups that we gotta take a look at here. Oh, they're both so small still. It still hurts to not be able to see even their slightly older forms. But this is, of course, Dash. I am still so shocked at how quickly things went downhill. And we also have Fawn. Well, and he actually had a +2 strength, but also that really lowered stamina. And Fawn also had 2 strengths. Wow, none of our wolves with higher strength survived. And she has, once again, very similar to Moxie, but inverted strength and speed are what's reversed this time, and that is Fawn. But we'll go ahead, we will age up the survivors and get a look at them as adults, and then keep your eye out soon for an air poll for these guys, and for Moxie, of course, to decide which of these you'd like to see next for our challenge line of wolves. Alright, and here we are, and ooh, what an interesting lineup already. It looks like they all have black coats from what I can tell, but we'll take a closer look and see. I don't know which is which. Whoever you are, this is Buck. Oh, Buck has a radio collar. He actually reminds me a lot of Puma from our livestream wolves on Twitch. He has that same NPC coat, actually. You can't get this one through ordinary customization. You can see if we scroll through. It's not selected anywhere here. He does, of course, have a genetic black coat. He's got these really kind of chocolatey eyes, too. Very, very pretty. And he did roll a radio collar. Now, as with all of our wolves, this video, or the air video, will go up on the Patreon. You guys will have the chance to submit future customizations if you are on the Patreon, and so some of our wolves might end up with this if we end up playing with them. You might get to see some of those in-game, and you might get to submit a little bit of story to go with it, and if I particularly like any of them, I might add them in. But let's also listen to his howl, too, jumping back a bit. Oh, we got the classic one. That's pretty cool. And then his secondary. That's also a nice one. Of course, we already did see his stats. And right now there's not too much in his bio, but eventually there will be a challenge there. So let's see who's next here. This is, oh, Clover. Oh, she's so pretty. Which coat is this again? This is the small dot. I don't know if this is one we've seen show up super frequently, but it's a very gorgeous coat. Genetic black as well. I do love the just stunning black on white coats. They're so pretty. I'm just, that combination always gets me. They always end up being so striking. And she got these really kind of fiery orange eyes too. She's a very, very pretty wolf for sure. Let's listen to her howls, too. A little bit of a wavery one. And then for her secondary. Oh, that's kind of a stronger one. Didn't get the radio collar. Again, the radio collar is the only customization that can just generate by itself without you adding it. And once again, here are her stats. We looked at those earlier, and not too much in the bio right now. And then finally, if we go back here, there's Moxie herself, and we have Mayhem, who's also very pretty. He has, I think is this Big Blaze? No, this is 831F. Okay. Oh yeah, no, it's not Big Blaze. That makes sense. But it's still very pretty, kind of similar tones. Got that really reddish kind of look to it too, which is really, really nice. And he got very golden eyes, quite the range of eye colors between the three as well. And this is genetic black, okay, which makes sense because Moxie has a black coat, so it's a 50-50 odds Not quite the insane odds we've seen with Puma, but, you know, it makes sense. It makes sense. Let's listen to the howl as well. A little bit of a higher pitched one, actually. And then secondary. Oh, once again, a bit of a deeper one. No customizations here, didn't get the radio collar, and one final look at his stats before we move on. So this is the Swift Pack survivors and Moxie herself. These four, you'll be able to choose between them for whatever we're going to do with our next challenge. The pups will all be receiving challenges of their own, or we can continue with Moxie and see what happens to her next in her story. But whatever the case, I hope you've enjoyed Moxie's story, dramatic as it was. And I'm looking forward to seeing where we end up heading in the future with this. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.